Hi scholars! It's Ms. Rosa, and I'm so excited you're here today. Before we begin our reading lesson, I want to teach you something very important that helps us understand stories in a deeper way. Today, we're learning about character perspective and point of view. So, what is character perspective? Character perspective is the way a character sees, thinks, and feels about what is happening in the story. Every character can have a different perspective because they have different experiences, feelings, and opinions. For example, if two characters both go to the same party, one might think it was exciting, while the other might think it was too loud. Same event, different perspectives. Good readers pay attention to what the character says, how they feel, what they care about, how they react to events. Now, what is point of view? Point of view is who is telling the story. There are two main types we see in first-person point of view. The narrator is I in the story. You'll see words like I, me, my, we. Third-person point of view. The narrator is outside the story. You'll see words like he, she, they, them. When we understand the character's perspective and the point of view, we understand the story much better. It helps us think about why characters act the way they do, how they feel about events, what message the author wants us to learn. Now, I want you to watch a short video about character perspective and different points of view. Are you ready, my brilliant readers? Let's begin.
Hi readers, it's Miss Rosa, and today we're learning about character perspective and point of view. These help us understand how characters think, feel, and see the world in a story. Let's dive in. Character perspective means how a character feels about what's happening. Different characters can see the same event in different ways. To help us learn, let's listen to a quick story about a rainy day. Luna looked out the window and saw rain pouring down. She smiled and said, "Yes, perfect weather for reading and hot chocolate." She grabbed her favorite book and curled up on the couch. What is Luna's perspective? She feels happy about the rain. Now, let's see how Jaden feels on the same rainy day. Jaden stared at the same rainy sky. He frowned and said, "Oh man, I wanted to play soccer today." He kicked his ball gently across the floor, feeling disappointed. What is Jaden's perspective? He feels sad and frustrated about the rain. Same weather, same day. Two totally different perspectives. This helps us understand characters better and why they act the way they do. Understanding character perspective makes stories richer and more relatable. Now, let's move on to point of view. Point of view tells us who is telling the story. First person uses I, me, my. Third person uses he, she, they. Point of view helps us understand how much the narrator knows and how they feel. Let's hear two examples to understand this better. I raced down the hallway, my heart thumping. Today was the day I finally tried out for the school play. This is first person because the character is telling the story using I. Now, let's look at an example of the third person point of view. Milo tiptoed onto the stage. He took a deep breath and whispered, "I can do this." Milo watched from the seats and cheered quietly. This is third person because the narrator is outside the story telling us what Luna and Milo do. The narrator knows what both characters are doing and feeling. Understanding the point of view helps us understand the narrator's perspective. This makes the story more engaging and helps us connect with the characters. Let's explore another example to solidify our understanding. I walked into the classroom, nervous but excited for the science experiment. My hands trembled as I mixed the chemicals, hoping for a colorful explosion. Again, this is first person because the character uses I to describe their feelings. Now, let's see how a third-person narrator might describe the same scene. John walked into the classroom, a mix of nerves and excitement on his face. His hands trembled as he mixed the chemicals, hoping for a colorful explosion. This is third person because the narrator describes John's actions and feelings from outside. By understanding these differences, we can better appreciate the nuances of storytelling. Let's consider one more example to reinforce these concepts. I felt a surge of pride as I crossed the finish line, winning the race for my team. The cheers of the crowd echoed in my ears, making me feel like a true champion. This is another clear example of the first-person point of view. Now, let's see how a third-person narrator would describe the same moment. Jeffrey felt a surge of pride as he crossed the finish line, winning the race for his team. The cheers of the crowd echoed in his ears, making him feel like a true champion. This is third person, providing an external view of Jeffrey's experience. Understanding these points of view enriches our reading experience. It allows us to connect with characters and appreciate the art of storytelling. Remember, perspective and point of view are powerful tools for understanding stories. They help us appreciate the depth and complexity of characters and narratives. Keep practicing and exploring different perspectives in your reading. Great job, readers! Today you learned character perspective, which is how characters feel about events. Point of view, which is who is telling the story. Understanding these helps us become strong readers who truly understand the characters and the story. Always consider how perspective and point of view shape the narrative. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for more reading adventures. Bye, readers! Keep exploring the world of stories. Remember, every character has a unique perspective, and every narrator has a unique voice, and so do you.
Great job today, readers. Keep practicing, keep thinking, and keep being amazing readers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more reading adventures. See you next time.